Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're putting on our digital detective hats. We're going to dive right in and empower you to navigate Fairfax County's rather complex property records so you can make sure your real estate investments are totally secure. Whether you're a prospective buyer, a current homeowner, or honestly, just someone fascinated by how public records work, this is the exact step-by-step process you need to know.
So picture this. You finally close on your absolute dream home. You've moved the furniture in, everything's perfect. But then, a few weeks later, you realize you've inherited a hidden, incredibly expensive lien on the property. Why? Simply because you didn't know how to run a proper digital investigation beforehand. Look, it happens way more often than you'd think, and it can literally turn an exciting milestone into a massive legal and financial nightmare.
To make sure that nightmare doesn't happen to you, we've got a clear agenda today. First, the hidden lien threat. Second, understanding property liens. Third, navigating free online resources. Fourth, searching CPAN for liens. Fifth, verifying a clear title. And finally, summary and next steps.
Starting with Section 1, the hidden lien threat. Let's uncover exactly what's at stake here.
Just to put things in perspective, Fairfax County is massive. We're talking 407 square miles of high-value real estate, with a median household income well over $145,000. And here's the kicker. The real property records, they're scattered across multiple municipal, judicial, and planning agencies. It's a maze. Missing an encumbrance in a market this valuable can lead to some truly staggering financial liabilities. You absolutely cannot afford to skip your due diligence here.
All right, moving on to Section 2, understanding property liens, or as I like to think of it, knowing your suspects.
First up on our suspect list is the deed of trust. Now, instead of a standard mortgage like you'd see in a lot of other states, Virginia uses this deed of trust. It's the primary financial encumbrance you've got to clear. Basically, it secures a loan by conveying a security interest in the real estate to a neutral third-party trustee, who, fun fact, legally has to be a resident of Virginia, acting on behalf of the lender.
Next, you've really got to watch out for a mechanic's lien. Governed by Title 43 of the Code of Virginia, finding one of these is a massive red flag. It essentially means an unpaid general contractor, subcontractor, or material supplier from a recent renovation is claiming a debt against that specific property. So if the previous owner flipped the house but skipped out on paying the plumber, yeah, that unpaid debt physically attaches to your new home. Crazy, right?
Finally, we have tax and judgment liens. These bad boys can attach to the property if the current owner owes money to the IRS, has unpaid Commonwealth of Virginia taxes, or maybe they just lost a major civil lawsuit. These get docketed right against the owner's name, and they effectively freeze any clear transfer of the property until those specific debts are strictly 100% paid off.
Let's jump to Section 3, navigating free online resources. It's time to start gathering our clues.
Here's how the pros do it. Professional title examiners don't just blindly jump into a single system. It's a two-tiered process. You use free auxiliary platforms like iCare and eCaseSearch to gather your initial clues and basic metadata. Then, once you zeroed in on your specific targets, you dive into the paid official archive, known as CPAN, to pull the actual recorded legal documents. It's a highly effective workflow.
So here is that exact structured workflow used by professional title examiners and litigation analysts. We're going to walk through this step by step together, taking you from that initial clue gathering all the way to officially closing the case.
Step 1. As a digital detective, your first stop is the iCare portal, which is managed by the Fairfax County Department of Tax Administration. You just pop the property address in there to extract what's called the tax map reference number. Write this number down. Seriously, this unique parcel identifier is the ultimate indexing key for your whole search. The best part, iCare is totally free, it updates twice a week, and it gives you ownership details, assessed valuations, and the sales history.
Step 2. You take that property owner's legal name, the one you just pulled from iCare, and you screen it through the eCaseSearch system. This was actually just launched recently in July 2024. It's a free online utility where you can check for any active civil lawsuits, contract disputes, or pending domestic relations cases. Basically, you're looking for active litigation that hasn't turned into a judgment lien yet, but realistically might in the very near future.
All right, Section 4, searching CPAN for liens. Time for the deep dive.
To find those actual, legally binding, recorded deeds of trust and mechanics liens, you're going to log into CPAN. That's the Court Public Access Network. And get this, it actually digitizes records all the way back to 1742. It's a subscriber-based service used heavily by law firms and banks. But pro tip, you can access it entirely for free if you just physically go to the public computer terminals right inside the Fairfax County Courthouse.
Once you're inside CPAN, the investigation gets super specific. You're going to search the Land Records Grantor Index using the owner's legal name to track down any outstanding deeds of trust or those pesky statutory mechanics liens we talked about. Then, you'll run that exact same name through the Judgment Index to find any docketed civil judgments or tax liens. If a formal lien exists on the property, this is exactly where it lives.
Which brings us to Section 5, verifying a clear title. This step is absolutely crucial.
Here's the secret that separates the amateurs from the true professionals. Finding a lien isn't the end of the story. You have to prove the debt was actually paid off. Pay close attention to this standard from our methodology sources because it's a massive red flag. Any identified financial instrument that lacks a corresponding recorded satisfaction certificate remains a valid active lien. Meaning, if you find a recorded lien on CPAN but no paperwork proving it was released, that debt is still active and extremely dangerous. Even if a previous owner fully paid off their mortgage, it literally does not matter if the bank failed to file the proper release paperwork with the county.
So to truly verify a clear title, you have to search the grantee indexes to find a matching certificate of satisfaction, which is specifically known as Form CC 1505 in the Virginia courts, or a formal judgment release. Finding this exact document definitively proves the lien is dead and the title is clear. Without it, the property is still fully encumbered.
Finally, Section 6, Summary and Next Steps. Let's wrap this up.
Let's pull all of this detective work together into a quick checklist. You need to do 4 core things. Get your tax map number on iCare, screen for lawsuits on eCase Search, search the CPAN indexes for liens, and strictly verify that certificate of satisfaction. If you do those, you can confidently navigate Fairfax County's complex property records. Now, a quick disclaimer, this explainer is strictly for informational purposes only. You should absolutely always consult a real estate attorney or legal professional for advice tailored to your specific circumstances before you make any final real estate decisions.
Now that you're armed with the knowledge and tools of a professional digital detective, I've got a challenge for you. Are there hidden clues attached to your own property right now? Have you checked your own home status on iCare today to see exactly what the public records reveal about you? Honestly, you might be surprised by what you find. So get out there and start investigating.